Hi Stampers, this is Judi Anderson with JudiStamps.com. This is the first project of my Progressive Project series coming up, and this is day number 2. And day number 2, what you're going to need is you'll need your paper snips, you'll need our elegant butterfly punch. I am using our polka dot pieces stamp set, and I'm using the butterfly out of that. Got that all mounted, and you will need your soft suede ink. So this is the element number 1 that we're going to be doing today, the first element today, but this is element number 3. Okay, then you will also need, I forgot that we have to do this other part first. You will also need our spiral flower die, Big Z die, and a piece of pink pirouette cardstock or color of your choice that measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I've already put this through the Big Shot, and we're going to be using this piece here. This is what the die looks like, so you can kind of see, it's kind of dark without that paper on there. So I've pre-done that. You'll need your bone folder today also. You will also need your multi-purpose glue, and I'm using a hot glue gun today, but you can use glue dots. So to start with, what we're going to do is we are going to take our Stampin' Sponge and our soft suede ink, and I'm just going to sponge very lightly over the edges of my scalloped edges on my flower die piece, and just keep going around. You don't need much color. This is, like I mentioned, kind of a shabby chic project, so I didn't want it stark pink. Okay, and that's it for that. Then we're going to take our bone folder, and one of the tricks with this is you're going to work your fibers a little bit and just do it in sections. Just rub your bone folder, and you want to rub it the way you're going to want it to spiral. Okay, and you'll notice that it's going to start spiraling on you, and that's okay. That's what we kind of want it to do. We're just kind of working those fibers so that when we go to create our flower, we don't rip our paper. Okay, now an added thing that I do, and I just kind of take it one final swirl around, being very careful because it sometimes kind of spirals on itself. Be very careful not to tear your cardstock. Now, another thing that I do is I take my bone folder and I go opposite where I sponged. So I'm just kind of rolling it out like this. Just those petals out a little bit so they're not all perfectly straight up. Just kind of, see how I'm just kind of rubbing with my thumb over that, just kind of rounding it over the edge of your bone folder. Doesn't take a lot, don't do a lot of pressure, but we just want to form those petals a little bit. Okay, next trick is we're going to take a little bit of multi-purpose glue and put it on the tip of the smallest edge. And now we're going to actually roll this around in a circle, a spiral, starting with the smallest tip, going to the biggest tip, and just rolling, rolling, rolling. Kind of reminds me of a song I was growing up at, some Western that we used to watch. Can't remember the name of it. Ugh. My husband would know if he was here. Okay. Now, this last little circle on this is where you're going to glue down your petals. Okay, now depending on how tightly you wind this up is how tight of a flower you'll have. I have a tendency of not making it real tight. I like them a little bit looser, but you can do it however you want. So I'm going to wind, now that I showed that to you, I'm going to wind it up just a little bit. Okay, and especially if you use hot glue, you want to kind of get it to where the looseness that you want it, okay, before you put your hot glue down. Then I kind of just hold it between my thumb and my pointer finger there. Very carefully take your hot glue, kind of sprinkle it around on that circle. Now, make sure that you have your silicone mat for your hot glue. In my move, I noticed today when I got my hot glue gun out that my silicone mat wasn't with my glue gun, so I've been kind of getting hot glue all over. Just kind of form this. If you need to move it a little bit, use your bone folder, because it'll have a tendency of... Now, if it's a little bit too loose in the center yet, you can tighten it up a little bit. Mine didn't stick very good, which is good because then I can show you what to do. And just kind of hold it there for a couple seconds till that glue cools off a little bit and holds it. Okay, now it's still going to move a little bit. I'm going to close my ink pad up. I want to show you a little trick here. I am going to take a rhinestone jewel, and you know, we have the two different ones. We have the regular pack, and then we have the large ones. I'm going to take a large one and get it off. Now, I do want to use just a little bit of hot glue on this. Yes, it comes with glue on it, but I want to make sure that it sticks down there. I'm going to drop it to the center, and of course it didn't fall right, which is good because then I can show you. You just take your paper snips and move it, and it's stuck. Okay, then you can just kind of play with your petals a little bit and form your flower. And I kind of smash it a little bit sometimes too. If you just kind of push like this, it'll help hold everything in there. Okay, so that's the flower. So that's our third element for our project. Now, with this leftover cardstock, because we don't like to waste any, we're going to stamp the flower from the polka dot pieces stamp set, and it'll fit in one of these corners just perfectly. Stamp it, good dark image. Close this up, take our elegant butterfly stamp punch, put it over our image, line up our image. And then what I will do is I will take some of our regular rhinestone jewels and just add them to the body of the butterfly. I'm going to add a medium rhinestone at its head, and then two of the smaller ones for the body. And that's enough. It's going to add just a little bit of sparkle to this. Okay, that's the fourth element. So at this time you should have two of your scallop flowers, your lace doily, your butterfly, and your paper rose. Tomorrow we'll learn another element, and then on Friday we'll put it all together. Thanks for spending time with me and taking time out of your busy day. Till tomorrow, happy stampin'.